This week in Hypixel Skyblock, a few things happened, and in this video I'll be covering most of them. Last week we talked about how the admins destroyed Soul Eater and it no longer working with crit damage. Well, that has been fixed. Also, Mage Beam deals damage to fairies now. Fire ticks will now be removed if you enter the dungeon boss room. Dungeon chests will now list the dungeon chest key in their cost now. Also, the dragon sack textures have been changed and the ice rod can be salvaged now. Inferno Minions may be greatly buffed. Now the rates aren't final, but the drop chance of vertexes is almost triple now. You can get 15% more chili pepper and 20% more apexes, and the number of fuels required for the hypergolic recipe has been decreased from 24 to 12. Also, the Inferno Minion may receive a 10% buff. Also, they may nerf the Inferno Minion and Blaze Slayer prices. Now I don't know what they'll do. Maybe they'll make the katanas more cheaper. Only time will tell. Also, the alpha server was opened with some backend changes, including how data is stored in servers, which should reduce the server load. Now, this change will also impact the tools that fetch data from Hypixel's API, like NEU or Skycrypt, as basically the location of data to be fetched may be changed. Basically, a few days ago, someone posted a Google Doc showing all of Swavy's misdeeds, and a lot of people hate Swavy now, but in my opinion, it's very biased. Like, the person didn't even do research on the dye thing, where Swavy was accused of selling an aquamarine dye for 10 billion after buying it for 1 bill, but he has confirmed that it was only done to jack up the value for extra net worth. Next, we've got the dumb stuff is moderators and viewers have said. Simply put, no creator should be responsible for the stuff their community does, as long as they don't support or promote it. And Swavy clearly doesn't support it, as the people doing this stuff have already been banned. Now Swavy is not completely off the hook though. First, he's a massive liar. He didn't buy the aquamarine dye for 1 bill and sell it for 10 bill. But what he did was, he bought Celesti dyes for 1 bill each and sold them for 5 billion coins each. And you know the best part? When I confronted Swavy with the fact, he said it was just contraband and the guy just wanted to restart. But when I asked the buyer, he said that it was a transaction and not a donation. Now it's gonna be a stretch, but Swavy has a habit of saying something is worth less than it actually is before selling it off for more. Like when he said that the aquamarine dye was only worth 832 million coins cause the average auctions. But he was just misleading people with the averages cause the actual price was much higher. Now if he was a regular player, I wouldn't care, but people trust him cause he's Swavy, and doing this is just a betrayal to their trust. Next, we've got the fact that he's a conspiracy theorist, like he doesn't believe in climate change or vaccines, or at least he sends articles and posts that are against those things. Now I think it would be okay if someone who has done the research or has the education talks about such controversial topics. Like I recently watched Dr. Mite's video on how race can have an impact on biology, but Swavy literally posted this image with zero knowledge of the subject, and he himself admitted that it could have been faked. Now why is this a problem? Well, he's got young viewers and they are highly impressionable, so sending such dangerous opinions is just irresponsible. Now while making this video, I was talking to Swavy and the 15 billion coin dye buyer, and I actually sent the initial script to Swavy, and turns out Swavy is an even bigger liar than I had imagined. He himself had told me that it was a contraband situation. Then I get this message from the buyer. Also, he never shared the full conversation, because of course you didn't. And yeah, I was gonna say that it was extortion, but the person didn't think so. So it was a great assumption on my part, and I removed it from the script. But it doesn't hide the fact that Swavy was the person who drove the price up. Also, Swavy was constantly trying to threaten me, or was spinning a narrative that I was doing this for views. And someday he may even share this screenshot where I said, but views, you should know that I'm rarely serious. And Swavy literally sent this image back to me with the frickin' joke part cropped out. Moral of the story, don't trust Swavy. He's a manipulative gaslighting liar. Also, for his sake, I'm not gonna be mentioning Swavy in the title, thumbnail, tags or description. Also, this is gonna be the first and last time I'm gonna be involved in this drama, because it was really stressful talking to this guy.